Dear brother, you know what? It's a whole lot of talk about women out here with daddy issues. You know, we don't talk about enough the fathers who cause them, right? This episode isn't about blame, man. It's about taking responsibility. And bigger than that, it's a legacy conversation. Because ultimately, our relationships with our daughters is how they're going to choose the next guy in their life, is how they're going to determine what love looks like. That's why it's such a big conversation. If there's going to be an emotional wounds in there, let life have done it, not because we did it as men. I got four daughters, man. Four daughters, bro. Twins. 18. I talk about the four. I lost one child, man, when she was 4 months old. Her name was Lydia. I think there's a few things we can do, man, to really bring a halt to a lot of the pain that some of our girls feel. We got to be present. We got to be present, not just in the room, but present with them. We got to make the time we have with them feel intentional, man. We got to use those beautiful words, man, to build them up, to make them feel valuable. You know, I think a lot of times when we know the effort we put in to win a girl's heart, imagine we put that kind of effort in to make sure our daughters feel loved and feel special and feel brave and all the things that we did to win the girl of our dreams or tried to. Imagine if we put that effort, the flowers, the gift, the words, the effort, because our girls need that. See, ultimately, man, our job is to show our daughters what safe masculinity looks like. Because we all know men who ain't safe, bro. And we want to show our daughters a picture image of what that is. We got to teach love that doesn't require fear. Teach love that doesn't require silence. That's what these guys out here going to do, bro. So we got to show them the difference and what that love looks like. Love without exchange, of having to give up everything to be loved. We also got to let them know what love looks like and what love looks like when it's firm in front of them, but it's not threatening. Because as fathers, we show what love looks like to be stern. Hey, this is the way it is. But our daughters aren't scared of that kind of love. We got a big duty out here. When you have a daughter, bro, you got big duty out here. When you have multiples like me, the duty is even bigger because you got to get to know all these multiple personalities. See, our job is to tell her she's enough before the world tells her she's not. We got to celebrate her thoughts and we got to celebrate her appearance. We got to celebrate these things because we know like social media is going to make them feel like nothing. Social media is going to make our daughters feel like they're not beautiful enough, not cute enough, right? Or trying to change themselves for some guy out here, so no good low life to validate them. No, bro, let's validate them and show them how wonderful they are because it's somebody who's going to tear them down and try to bring them down to certain levels. I see this often, man. When a man gets with a woman, he shouldn't take her down. He should at the level her father had or upward from there. See, we got to show her, man, that ultimately a relationship with a man can be healthy and it doesn't tear her apart. I think one of the biggest things I know for me, I had to learn because I got such a short fuse at times. I had to learn that to teach my daughters that a man can have self-control. I had to learn that. I had to learn self-control and learn not to just fly off the handle, man. I had to learn that lesson so they can see that a man can be stern but peaceful at the same time. I'm gonna tell you a big thing, and I did this. I have one son. I did this for my son too. Apologize when we're wrong, bro. That's one of the greatest things a parent can do, especially a father. Apologize when we're wrong. We got to be an example of what it is not to carry shame, bro, to say you're sorry, to not carry the guilt or doubt of what you've been through or what you did. We got to show them that because they're worth that. It also shows them that men aren't above reproach, that we aren't above making a mistake. And what a man looks like to come and say, you know what, I was wrong. And, you know, I don't want nobody saying, well, look, people need to teach daughters that too. This ain't that kind of channel, bro. We already know that. This ain't this kind of channel. On here, the Dear Brother podcast is where grown men keep growing, right? So there's areas, man, where you haven't done so right or you missed that or missed that. Apologize. No such thing as a perfect dad, but it is such thing as a big-hearted, open father. And that's why I talk so much about vulnerability, man. I heard some guys say before, ain't no such thing as vulnerability. Men shouldn't be vulnerable. That means weakness. No, bro. That just means honesty of heart, honesty of where we are. And it's okay to do that. Why? Because that's what our kids need from us. Same thing with our sons. We don't want our sons growing up being bullish because they think that's what manhood is. You could be tough as nails, bro, and still be vulnerable. In fact, I would say being vulnerable, real vulnerability, being real tough as nails is being able to say, yo, I did that wrong. Being able to face yourself. See, we judge tough. We judge tough and it's wrong. We judge tough by, how much you can stand up to people. How much can you stand up to yourself? Right? How much can you stand up to yourself? And those are the lessons, man. That's what our daughters need from us the most. One of my daughters, man, just started dating, right? First time, 18 years old. And she was like, Dad, I want you to meet my boyfriend. Well, she's going to get mad if she watches. She say he's not her boyfriend, but whatever. It's the first guy in her life she ever called me, wanted me to meet. Dad, I want you to meet this guy. That was one of the biggest days of my life. In fact, I'm going to make sure that video, I put up a podcast about that situation. I'm going to tag that to this video. The day she called me about coming to meet her boyfriend, man, I was driving over there and I did a podcast right from there. It was the biggest day of my life. What it said was, that we have a deep relationship, and as, sometimes as fathers, we don't know how much we giving. We also sometimes don't know how much we're doing damage too. But that particular day, I saw how much I meant to my daughter and how much I had put in her. Man, I feel emotional, bro. For her to call her father and say, no, I want you to meet this guy. It says something to me because, again, sometimes you don't know how much you put in your daughters or how much you mean to them sometimes, and so especially at that teenage year, them teenage years. But it means that she honors my opinion. She knows that I teach her a lot of stuff about life, especially about guys, So we got to be their anchor, bro. We got to be their anchor. We got to teach them, again, what healthy man looks like. And healthy men don't always look like being right. Healthy men know how to converse, how to have a conversation, how to listen. Man, trust me, man, I ain't coming on here. I didn't start this podcast because I'm a perfect man. I started this podcast because men need to have these conversations in a safe way. And we're not getting foolishness from some foolish guy who ain't really give it to us straight. Or getting wisdom from men who never put themselves through any hardcore changes. See, sometimes, man, should we accept ourselves? Yes. But when you see something toxic in you or something that ain't right, man, we should always challenge that. And guess what? Look for communities like the Dear Brother podcast or mentorship or some man in your life that can say, hold up, let's think about that again. Because that's what manhood is. Manhood is about protecting these girls, man. I'm going to do a part 2 of this video, but this is big, man, because we look out here and we see all these women and they so broken and this and that. They ain't broken just because, and they ain't all broken just because of their mama. We play a pivotal role on who they are, not only in the dating world, we play a pivotal role on who they are in the work world, how they pursue career, how they go after things, their bravery. My daughter's a track runner. She runs track, man, and also gymnastics. And I often talk to her, be brave, be bold, enjoy yourself out there, take the pressure off. I'm no coach to her, but I'm the greatest voice in her life because I can't teach her how to run track, but I can teach her how to be confident. I can teach her how to believe in herself. And that's the question, bro. What can you teach your daughters, man? Leave it in the comments, man. Y'all who out there got daughters or hope to have daughters one day, leave it in the comments. Let me know. What do you want to instill in your daughters? What's the most important thing? That's what I want y'all to leave in the comments. What's the most important thing you think you can instill in your daughters, bro? They need us. They need our voice. They need our love. They need the security that comes with a father. It's nothing like, having a dad for a daughter, because it's like I got a 24/7 bodyguard who ain't never going to let nothing happen to me, bro. That's the biggest gift you can give to your daughter. Always a safe place to come to where she knows she's guarded and protected, not just from you having to fight somebody or knock somebody out who disrespected her. No, also keep her heart. The conversation, hey baby, talk her back up when she feeling down. Talk her back up when she feeling ugly. These little girls feel ugly sometimes. They feel like nobody likes them or they're unattractive, man. We got to be able to tell them how beautiful and worth it they are. Even my little girl, man, 7 years old. Every day, man, I put a note in her lunchbox, put her little lunchbox together. I make her a card. I draw pictures and all kinds of stuff because I want her to open that lunchbox and remember how much her dad loves her, bro. Some days I draw pictures. I think I drew a picture of me and her holding hands today, running through a heart or something crazy. Not that I can draw it was but stick figures, but she opened that box, she gonna know dad loves her. Some days I do words. Hey, you the best girl in the world, this and that. See, they gotta know, because when they know that that's what a man does, then they'll be looking for that and not some cat who just gonna give them nothing and expect everything from them. And we got a lot to give to our daughters, man. And let's give it to them. Let's give it to them. Let's share that world with them because they deserve it, bro. They deserve it. Our daughters need us. They need everything we can give them, especially in this cruel world. Be the safe place to land. Hey, man, I love you. Make sure you love you. I hope we can stand on these words today, bro. Share in the comments. Hit that like button and subscribe button. Become part of this community. It's where grown men keep growing. Hey, man, I love you. Make sure you love you. I care about you. Make sure you care about you. Live this life with no fear, no shame, and no compromise. Raise your daughters with no fear, no shame, and no compromise. Let's end this podcast like we do every one of them, bro. Yesterday was history, and tomorrow's a mystery. All we got is right now. What we going to do with it, what we going to do about it. Hey, man, I love you a ton. Until next time, and I'm out of here. Love those girls, bro. They need you. Peace.